Hey guys, my name is Jordan Mcnabb Cleland. I am in Group 2, and this project will be Project 6 for ITD 645. And leading up to Project 6, Group 2 and I have been working together on a big unit for biology. We specifically have been talking about prokaryotes versus eukaryotes. There are a lot of common characteristics between the two. All cells are surrounded by a barrier called a cell membrane. And in the image above, you can see the cell membrane in both of the different cells. All materials enter or exit the cell by passing through the cell membrane. The cell membrane is also referred to as the plasma membrane. All cells have an interior substance called the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the portion of the cell within the cell membrane that includes the fluid and all of the organelles except the nucleus. You can also see the cytoplasm in the image there. All cells have a control center, coded information in the form of DNA, which stores the instructions for regulating cell functions and for the reproduction of the cell. In some cell types, the DNA floats freely in the cytoplasm. In other cell types, the DNA is contained within a membrane-bound structure called the nucleus. Specifically focused on prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus or a membrane-bound organelles. Prokaryotic cells have genetic material that is not contained inside a nucleus. No membrane separates the DNA from the rest of the cell. Prokaryotic cells are generally smaller and simpler than eukaryotic cells. So if you were taking a test and you were a little bit unsure of the two, and you got an image where you had a smaller cell, you could tell there was less going on, versus going back to the eukaryotic, you can just tell there's a lot more going on within the cell. You can see that there is a very, very evident nucleus, which would give you a hint that that's not the correct answer. So an example of prokaryotes that we can find familiar would be bacteria. Bacteria are prokaryotes. Moving on to eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells are generally larger and much more complex than prokaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells have a true nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. They also contain a membrane-bound nucleus, which is kept separate from the rest of the cell.